Welcome to my poster presentation. My name is Lina Schulze-Buxlow. I'm coming from Germany, from the University of Applied Sciences in Aachen. Today I would like to present you our this year's paper called Interdisciplinary course Smart Building Engineering, a new approach of teaching freshmen in remote teamwork project under pandemic restrictions. First of all, I would like to talk about the situation of freshmen in general. When most of the pupils start with their studies, for them a complete new period of life begins. Most of them are suddenly responsible for themselves, have to structure and organize themselves, and most of them come to new cities because they leave their parents' house for the first time. Some studies already found out that most of them have problems to prepare exams efficiently, or that they struggle with performance requirements of their study courses. This and last year, the start of some studies for most of the pupils were extremely different to what we are used to because of the corona pandemic and these restrictions. As there were hardly any face-to-face events at the university because of social distancing, many students felt completely lost and lonely sitting just in front of their online lectures and digital exercises. Even some of them didn't move to the city of their universities and stayed at their parents' home because they just wanted to find out how they managed to struggle these problems. So we come to the aims of our project. We anyway would like to provide a good start, especially for freshmen in demanding courses of engineering, in our case the interdisciplinary course of Smart Building Engineering. We wanted to get the students into contact with each other actively in small teams, even if all of them are sitting at home because of social distancing. We also would like to start with some kind of training of very important students' competencies like teamwork, communication skills, and self-organization, because we came to the conclusion that these are some skills the students will need in their further studies anyway. On the other hand, we also would like to increase the motivation to deal with complex technical questions and find a solution for them. So, let me come to the requirements of the new teaching concept we had to design. So let's come to the requirements of the new teaching concept we had to design for these special circumstances. The students should first get an impression on the challenges and solutions in complex building projects with many different technical traits as they appear on nearly every construction site. They also should understand the relevance of a good coordination of the individual contributions for the success of a construction project. Another aspect was that we would like to promote students' creativity and contacts among each others. In the end, because of the elongated corona pandemic restrictions, the project folder the students have to hand in the end and a model they have to create either as a physical model from any kind of material, some kind of handcrafted model, or a digital model using 3D CAD computer-aided design software should replace the written exam in the end. So let's come to the design of the role play we invented for this special situation. The task should be complex enough on the one hand, so that all aspects of a complex building project occur realistically, but on the other hand should leave enough room for creative solutions and not overwhelm the freshmen with its scope and complexity. There should also be several creative solutions allowed, and the project should not lead to one single correct solution. Each team member had to take a certain role with a specific task for this role play. An important aspect for us was that this role play could just be solved successfully if all team members work together and meet regularly for digital meetings where they also had to take minutes, even if they have never met each other. The picture on the right side gives an overview how we would like them to work together. One role was the architect, who had to design the building and who had to get a rough idea of the different functional areas and rooms. Then we had the BIM manager, the building information modeling manager, who was in charge to have a good overview about all technical traits and about the time and cost management and about all planning stuff also being visualized in a 3D digital twin of the original building, always being kept on real-time progress. Then another role was played by a student who is the site manager in this role play. He has to deal with all the problems occurring on the construction site, like safety, like transportation, like organization, time planning, and also cost estimation. Then, of course, as another trade, we had in between the electrician, who is, of course, dealing with all electric stuff like communication system, alarm system, socket installation, or illumination. And then we had a technician who was in charge of delivering heating components, water components, and all other technical compounds that are needed in the small guest house that should be created in the garden of our project. So let's come to the implementation and the results. In our case, the group of freshmen formed 8 teams and signed up via email up to a deadline as a team. Everyone had to find his or her role on its own. All the required specifications and the task definition was made available online, so the task was completely solvable without leaving the house. The students had 4 months to work on the project and in the end to put together the project folder. The submissions were graded and all group members together received the same grade for this module as a team. So this was also one of the points to make sure that the students definitely have to work together to find a good solution. The possibility to contact 3 peers, of course, was given, but just very few teams needed further help. There have just been some questions occurring if their preferred solution is fitting the task. Let's have an outlook. Nearly every freshman who took part in that project gave consistently positive feedback. Even under these strange and uncommon circumstances, most of them had a good start in their studies based on the required cooperation in their teams. Most of them said that they were also more interested in actively dealing with a typical problem during a planning and construction process than simply listening to a lecture sitting at home alone. In the end, this also led to a much better understanding of the goals of this interdisciplinary course. Most of the students already got a much more precise idea of their possible future professional life and also get an idea about what is going on construction sites every day. So they got a much better idea of the problems they in future should solve. In the end, I would like to show you one solution of one group. Of course, this is not the only one, but we had to make a choice how this project could be finished. On the left side, you see a 3D CAD computer-aided design crafted digital model of this guest house. Here it was Revit used as a software, and you have a good overview over the looking and the shape of this type of building. in the middle you see a floor plan, and in blue letters you can see the different functional areas and rooms inside, like bathroom, kitchen, dining room, living room, and a corridor for the first floor. And on the right you can see, and again, one of these Revit 3D models where you can see the roof is opened, so you can have a look inside and see that there are 1.5 floors in between. This was just one of the possible solutions, but I think it gave you a quite good overview what the project folders the students handed in the end looks like. At the bottom you can see the literature and our sources, and so I would like to thank you for your attention.